Italy 1-1 England, 3-2 on pens. Player ratings as Gli Azzurri win Euro 2020 on penalties. Italy have won Euro 2020 after beating England 3-2 in a dramatic penalty shootout. Inside 2 minutes Shaw nearly blew the roof off of the stadium, firing home Kieran Trippier's inch-perfect cross to score the fastest ever goal in a European Championship final. England would enjoy the better of the rest of the first half, although Federico Chiesa would go closest to scoring, firing just wide of the post after a terrific run. Italy improved significantly in the second half, and just after the hour mark they grabbed an equalizer with Leonardo Bonucci poking home a scrappy goal from a corner. This gave Gli Azzurri confidence and they looked the team more likely to score before the full-time whistle sounded. In extra time both sides had half chances, but could not be separated, sending the game to penalties. After 6 spot kicks the scores were level at 2-2 with Andrea Bellotti and Marcus Rashford both missing. England would then miss their next 2 spot kicks, with Bukayo Saka's unsuccessful effort sending the trophy to Rome. Here are your player ratings on a historic night at Wembley Stadium. Gianluigi Donnarumma, GK, 9/10, not tested all that much. Only 1 save to make in regular time. His penalty heroics should earn him a statue in Italy. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, RB, 7/10, caught ball watching for the opener. Settled down after a nervy start, restricting Mount to scraps with a string of tackles and interceptions. Giorgio Chiellini, CB, 7/10, assured display. Kane's positioning made it tough early on, but he really grew into the contest. Showed his knowledge of the dark arts with a vital, but brutal, foul on Saka late on. Leonardo Bonucci, CB, 8/10, gave his side hope with a scrappy equalizer, but they all count. Colossal after a suspect opening few minutes. He did it all, passing and defending like a god. Emerson, LB, 7/10, Trippier and Walker caused him all sorts of problems in the second half. The pairing also stunted his attacking involvement badly. He got forward more and more as things progressed, though. Jorginho, CM, 7/10, shook off an early knock to play an important role for his side. He added some much-needed composure when the rest of his teammates' heads were rattling. Ran the show in the second half of normal time. Nicolo Barella, CM, 4/10, pretty ineffectual and wasteful in possession. His touch was off all game. Withdrawn just after the break. Marco Verratti, CM, 7/10, a couple of seriously sprightly moments. Kept the ball alive with an intelligent header in the build-up to the equalizer. Also held onto the ball superbly. Federico Chiesa, RW, 8/10, Italy's best performer for most of the game. Always positive and full of tricks. He should have a big 2021-2022 season. Ciro Immobile, Saint, 3/10, horrific. Lucky not to get an NA rating, such was his limited involvement. Lorenzo Insigne, LW, 7/10, did next to nothing in the first half and also left his full-back to fend for himself. Improved significantly after the break, carving out a few chances. Ryan Cristante, 7/10, did well after coming on, breaking into the box on several occasions. Domenico Berardi, 6/10, should have finished a golden chance, but did far better than Immobile. Movement was key. Federico Bernardeschi, 5/10, a significant downgrade on Chiesa, much like when he comes on for him at club level. Manuel Locatelli, 6/10, replaced a weary Verratti and kept things tidy. Andrea Bellotti, 7/10, his physicality was a potent weapon for Italy in extra time. Jordan Pickford, GK, 9/10, made a string of big saves after the break, including one terrific one just before the goal. Performances like this make it hard to believe his position was ever in doubt. Shootout heroics were bonkers as well. Kyle Walker, CB, 7/10, allowed Trippier the time to cross for the first goal with a devilishly intelligent decoy run. Rolls-Royce defending as well. He never looked flustered. John Stones, CB, 7/10, made a lot of vital blocks and nodded a header just over. Spotless in possession. His improvement this season has been nothing short of incredible. Harry Maguire, CB, 7/10, a few loose passes, but nothing too dangerous. Struggled to track a few runs in behind when Italy grew into the game. Kieran Trippier, RWB, 8/10, fully justified his selection. Did not allow Insigne an inch and was constant threat with his driving runs forward. What a player. Calvin Phillips, CM, 6/10, not as eye-catching as Rice. Kept his discipline out of possession, but might have been a bit safer in possession. Meant close to scoring a stunner in extra time. Declan Rice, CM, 8/10, fair play, maybe he is worth £80 million. Felt like a real statement performance against a few world-class midfielders. He broke things up with ease and strode forward confidently. Luke Shaw, LWB, 7/10. What a time to score your first England goal, eh? He was terrific other than that as well, mirroring Trippier's thrust on the right. Did well defensively. Raheem Sterling, RW, 6/10, got through a surprising amount of defensive work. One of his more quiet displays of the competition and possession, although he did cause some problems with his positive running. Harry Kane, Saint, 7/10, his link-up play was ridiculously good, particularly early on. Also sprayed some terrific passes from deep. A strong response after struggling in his 2 previous career finals. Mason Mount, LW, 6/10, not the most eye-catching creative display, but his work without the ball was important. You can see why Southgate opted for him. Jordan Henderson, 6/10, brought on to add some stability after a nervy period. Looked a bit sluggish at times. Bukayo Saka, 6/10, deployed in a wing-back role. He got up and down well, drawing a horrific foul from Chiellini just before extra time. Jack Grealish, 7/10, probably should have been introduced earlier as he offered a lot. Marcus Rashford, 5/10, tragically missed his spot kick. Jadon Sancho, 5/10, as above.